Hi everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. I'm here today for Tuesday 10. I know we missed a week. I'm so sorry. Last week, I can't even begin to tell you how busy it was. It was bananas. I'll probably get into it a little bit after I show you what we're doing today. For those of you who are new here, Tuesday 10 is where I take 10 pieces of something paper related, usually sometimes fabric, from this big basket of things that I've kept behind my desk here. It could be like things I pulled out of magazines, digitals that got printed and not used, etc. So we keep making until I use all of these 10 things up. And I think this is video number 70, which means, we've made a lot of ephemera. Okay, so this is an envelope. This is a beautifully painted envelope from my friend Shell at Shell's Creative Chaos. She sent this to me as like an extra envelope of goodies during our April Round Robin Challenge, and I just want to use it for something. It's too pretty to throw away. This is a digital page from one of my Journal Together kits, one of the past months. I have a Patreon, and each month I do about a 15 to 20 page kit of eclectic, different kinds of fun ephemera, and this is one of those pages. This is from a book, children's book page. This is from 11.9 Designs on Etsy, and it's a misprint where I printed on, made two mistakes. I printed on like copy paper, and I also accidentally printed it back to back. So we'll do something with that. This is a children's poetry book page. This is some jelly printing that I did with some gold flecks on purple here. And this is from like a nature book, I think, about meadows. Yeah, this is an old book page that has this like dragonfly wing pattern on it. This is from an art book, I think, or no, the meadow book actually. These orange marigolds, honesty. Yeah, I think that's all that's there. And then this is another children's book page. I think this is a Kate Greenaway illustration. So we're going to be busy today. I have a lot. I feel like that was more than 10, but I don't think it is. I do think I counted ahead of time. So let me just look at this. So that, I feel like I want to make some kind of a cool envelope out of, maybe. I just need to tear off the part that's got the stamp from the library on it. Okay. So I think I'll go this way with this. I just want to make a simple envelope. It's just pretty with the dragonfly wing pattern. So I hope you've all been well. I've been pretty darn busy, I gotta say. Last week was like, I can't even remember everything I did. I had a dentist appointment. I had a telephone doctor appointment, like for just follow-up, regular old stuff. I had to talk to my doctor because I have to get physio for my foot because I've just hurt my foot. I've pulled the tendon. I've done something funny, they think, to the tendon. I had an x-ray to ensure that there wasn't any kind of a little stress fracture or something, and there's not, so that's good. So it's definitely some kind of a soft tissue situation. So physio and massage it is. And hopefully I can get right as rain soon, because your feet are so important, Hands and feet are very important. It's a simple little envelope. I like that. It's so pretty. Then, what else? My daughter had a performance at her school, like an assembly type performance. They were celebrating Asian Heritage Month, and so that was a lot of fun. Going to tear this. So there's these beautiful deer under this green tree here, and I think I'm just going to use just a little bit of this. I think I'm just trying to kind of tear out what I'm going to use. I'm going to go through these words too. And then I also had like a school interview because my son is going to be going to a new school, a different school. Like he's kind of graduated to be able to go to like a elementary school now. So I got to meet with the teacher, not the teacher, but the new kindergarten kids kind of incoming person that talks to the new kids. And that was fun. I'm wondering if I can't do something with these two together maybe. I think I want to back this first. I'm just going to trim it down to what I want to use, and then we'll back it. And then my daughter had a really fun sleepover at the Canadian Warplane Heritage Museum with her Beavers troop, and that was fun. All sorts of scout groups did that, and they got to sleep underneath a plane. They slept underneath I guess it was a CF-100 or an FC-100. I can't remember. I think it's CF-100. Yeah. And she had a great time. And then, I don't know. There was so much. Last week, like every single day, I had more than one thing on the calendar, and work was all so crazy. Ugh, it's just a lot. Okay, let's just glue that down. So cut this out. Although I think since I completed Junk Journal Mayhem, I've been kind of just taking a little breather and getting to work on some journals that I've had sort of on my side table that I've been planning, and I've finished like I think 3. So yeah, that's good news to get those journals done, and I'm probably going to start looking at what I would like to do next today. A couple thoughts in mind. So I think I'll tear that out as well as cut this out. Oh, and I also, both my husband and I, we got our eyes checked, you know, like your annual eye exam. So we were way overdue for getting annual eye exams. So I got that done. And my optometrist, or my eye doctor, he's lovely, but usually he'll give me quite a hard time if I don't, you know, come for my appointment annually. But he didn't give me a hard time. And my vision has not changed at all, which is awesome. First of all, because I don't have to order new glasses. Although I was a little sad because I do love ordering new glasses. I just got these ones a little bit ago, and I really love them. They're so much fun. I definitely am a glasses fanatic. I love glasses. Let's ink this with a little bit of this teal, just to pick up the green in this piece back here, I think. I'm going to create like a little pocket down there with that. And then with this, I feel like I want to use this as maybe like the top, the tab at the top, with a little bit of fabric to go with it. Or lace, just a little subtle piece of white lace that I would lay on top of there. Yeah. Okay. So that'll get stitched on. But we're going to ink this because it's necessary. So I had a really great experience when I was at the optometrist, or the eye doctor rather. There was a doctor there who was shadowing, he's an ER doctor, just a young doctor, and he was job shadowing my eye doctor because he was just like, you know, I work in the ER and I'm here because I want to learn more about what I'm looking at when I'm looking at people's eyes, because, you know, eye injuries are, part and parcel of other kinds of accidents and things. So yeah, he was just doing some, voluntary training, and that's really awesome. I always feel so inspired by these young doctors who keep their skills fresh and they keep working toward being better people and better doctors. I've been very lucky ever since I was pregnant. I had a bit of a high-risk pregnancy with both my kids, mainly because of gestational diabetes. So diabetes runs in my family, so I have to be exceedingly careful about it. So when that whole thing happened, I was introduced to kind of a whole new world of being managed by doctors, that have to check up on all these things, and you got to follow some rules and, not be too careless with your health and stuff. So ever since then, I've had a really nice little network of doctors relating to that, that are all sort of part of the group of doctors in my region that my doctor refers me to for different things. I've just had a lot of great, whenever anything goes wrong that I need help with, I always get really good help. And I'm really thankful for having public health care in Canada, and I hope that we always protect it, even though right now it looks like our very lousy Ontario government is trying to take that from us. Conservatives conservatizing and ruining things, but, is what it is. And I hope they lose, and I hope we get a better government in place soon, because it's so important to take care of people. I watch a few different US YouTubers who talk a bit about things like healthcare, and they're dumbfounded, as I am, that any country would want to be like the US when it comes to not having universal health care, right? I can't imagine having to decide between my health and my mortgage, or, not bankrupting myself. That would be so awful. And I definitely don't take it for granted. But yeah, that's my little healthcare advocacy statement. I know I'm very political and that I want everyone to be taken care of, but I do. And that's what strikes me as so wonderful and hopeful when I talk to these, doctors that I've been lucky enough to see, because, even though we're dealing with unprecedented, strange times, they're still so hopeful, positive, committed to helping people in their job, just great people. And it honestly makes you want to do better for them. I feel like, I want to do better by my own health, so that my doctor doesn't have more work to do because I'm not well. It's I just feel kind of I want to do right by them, because these are people who, they go to school and they spend a lot of time and effort trying to be, helping others. If I put a sticker on there, I feel like I just want to. I just organized, so you guys know I always have that great big fat ephemera book that I keep on my desk here. I totally just dismantled it and got rid of it, and I've organized a bunch of my things now into this tray. I'll show it to you. I'll pick it up, because it's actually not too unwieldy, so that I can have this to use, right? So I'm actually going to use my stuff. It's not all crammed in binders. So there's all these little drawers in it, right? What can you see? You can see this. So in here I've got little frames. This is all Tim Holtz ephemera. I have a ton of Tim Holtz ephemera. I need to get using some of it. Watercolor fodder plants and things, different things, right? So I've kind of organized them like acetate. And so I'll have this on hand on my side table here, so that I can pull from it And I know it's going to help me use things up better than having to dig into a binder, as well as like shoving things into a binder. Like, I still have the binders, the little books that I made. They're down under my desk, and I'm going to refill that thing as it empties. So that's the plan. Do I want to try to round the corners on this or clip them? Like, give it kind of a bit of a unique little clip shape. Yeah, I'll just do that to the top. I won't do it at the bottom. That makes me happy. That's good. Now, for this little deer, I'm just gonna tear this off. But yeah, I feel kind of like tired out today because my weekend was so busy taking my daughter to her thing. Like, I had to drop her off Saturday night, and then I had to pick her up first thing Sunday morning, and it's about like a bit over an hour from my house. So like my whole weekend was kind of a little disrupted, but she had a great time. And then we had free admission to the museum on Sunday, which was really nice. And so we got to go in as a family, and my son got to see all the planes, and my daughter enjoyed being a little tour guide and taking me all around and showing me everything. That's cute. Do I need to incorporate anything else on that? No, I think I'll leave this little deer to its own existence here. I'm just going to go through the words. Essence of the forest, the mysterious, rather eerie sessile oaks, the bluebells, and the fallow deer. I think I might use that as a little verse on this tag, just to kind of give it a little something else, because it's a description of the picture. Okay. So yeah, I think I slept fine last night, but I definitely still feel sleepy. I don't know. I also have to go out and buy groceries, which I'm not excited about ever. But it's got to be done. Though I think soon the craziness of my weekly schedule will settle down a bit, as my daughter's beavers is done for the season now until September, and then she's about halfway through her dance and swim classes, although I have to sign her up for a new set of those. And then my son is like going to be in school. He's doing school until August this year, actually, because he started like halfway through the year, so it's like a different program that I've been able to get to prepare him for senior kindergarten. Let's just see if there's any other fun words. Maybe 100 acres of unspoiled forest. That's kind of pretty. But yeah, I feel like at this age with little kids, like your life kind of becomes this constant rigmarole of taking kids from place to place. I have to book a dentist appointment for my son today. I have to book my physio. I've just got so much to do. I just want to take a nap, to be honest. But it's okay. I will sort everything out, and I'll be so happy with myself for doing so at the end of the day. So I love this horse, this flyaway horse. And I think it would go really cool on here. So I think what I'll do, I'm going to tear it out. I'm going to try to preserve the verse down here because I want to go through it and see if there's any good applicable kind of words that I could use on here. And I also need to decide what kind of ephemera piece I want to make with this. I think I just want to get rid of that and just have like this. And the flyaway horse seeks those faraway lands your little folk dream of at night, where candy trees grow and honey brooks float and cornfields with popcorn are white. And the beasts in the wood are ever so good to children who visit them there. What glorious stride of a lion to ride or to wrestle around with a bear. I think I'm going to go down to the popcorn are white. There we go. And I need something behind those. Not both of them, just the words. Again, we'll tear it out with the blue in the background. Okay. This needs some kind of ink. Maybe peacock feathers would be a good color for this. Okay. It's quite a large piece, but I don't see how I can trim it unless I were to get rid of that little kid. But I don't know if it would be as good without the kid. Actually, I kind of like it better maybe without the kid. Yep. Sorry, kid. You gotta take a hike off this horse. Oh, gotta get rid of your hand too. There we go. Yep, that's better. Yeah, so I'm starting to think about what I want to do next on YouTube now that Mayhem's over. I'm thinking about doing the iCAD 2024, the index card a day, but I'm not going to make daily videos because I'm not. I will cry if I have to make daily videos this month. I just can't. So I'm probably going to do the project in like my own time, and then maybe I'll do like recap videos with you guys, because that would still be nice just to see what I make, because I already have like an idea for one of them that I might turn into like a little tutorial, because I was thinking about this in my sleep, this idea last night. I often go to sleep thinking about paper on purpose so that I can, you know, relax and wake up, and I usually have ideas fresh in my head that I thought about the night before. So that's the plan, to work on that in the background and search through all my index cards. I'm not going to buy any new ones. I have like probably a million. I'm not looking to have sort of like one continuous set or anything, because it's not like you're going to use all those index cards in a single project, right? It's not going to happen. And I try to look at all these things as like good ephemera building activities, because yeah, I think we tend to work mostly in themes that we enjoy when we do these kinds of things, you know, unless you're going off of a tight prompt list. Then I think it's best to try to make projects that you can put all into one journal. Like for Shabby Creep, although I think those prompts could have worked in many different journals, and goodness knows I used my ephemera in a few different journals, and I still have some of it from Shabby Creep. But Priscilla at Release the Craftin, she made an incredible journal, I believe called Amelia's House. Oh, just to die for. Beautiful journal with all the ephemera that she made from that one challenge, and it was just such a cool book because everything, you know, went nicely together. She in general is just very creative and very good at making ephemera. I find her ideas really inspiring. And sometimes I don't even know how inspiring. It was funny because I did that playing card, T-card playing card door video, and then I think it was April from Pink Odd Bird. She was like, I was trying to figure out where I'd seen this before, and I think she said that Release the Craftin had done like the door thing as well, and I don't think I've even seen that video. And I'm like, that's so funny, because we were just joking about how like our brains were aligning on the Renaissance topic, because we both were working on a Renaissance project. We didn't even talk about it. I'm like, oh Lord. Sometimes I think I don't even know when I've seen something before and when I haven't. Like, I have no idea. I think, you know, things can like leave an impression in your brain, and you don't know if you thought of them or if you saw them somewhere some of the time. Most of the time I know, like, you know, especially if it's something like I would never think to do. But I think with playing cards, it's this very regimented thing, and if you're trying to make it interesting, you're going to think of different ways to make it dynamic. And to me, creating a little door was what was in my brain, especially when I had the T cards. I knew I wanted to do something with like a cards meets cards kind of thing, and I like that is just what came naturally. But like, I do try, if I see that someone else has done something, I will always mention them. That's why even in my journals, like when I've used, you know, digitals or something, and unless I have a reason not to mention the digital, then I will usually tell you where it's from. Or if I did a technique or I took part in a challenge, I'll usually tell you, because you know, it's always good to spread love around. And I do try to do that as much as I can. I'm gonna go with that color. This is pretty with the maple. This would be nice watercolored. Sometimes I struggle with like, should I watercolor this or should I leave it for in a journal? Somebody else could color it in and it'd be a lot of fun. few years ago, I started looking totally differently now at like black and white images, be it photography or illustration. I just feel like there's always this great opportunity to like colorize them. I think what I might do with this, let's just ink the back a little with this. And I need to put this one away and get my vintage photo back because Scorched Timber's a little dark for a lot of things. So we'll go back to that one. And then what I'm going to do is just come down the middle-ish here. And just make this kind of like a faux little postcard. Just freehanding and playing with it, nothing super difficult, right? And then I've got these the stamps that are hanging around up here, and I see some that are a good color for this. Go with that. And see, that's the beauty of having things like accessible to you in like trays and things and not packed away, is that when you're working on a project, it is all within reach. Don't want that last one, I just want the two. Yeah, okay. A while ago I was looking on Instagram. My husband sent me this post. Somebody has kept like a whole library of the security envelopes, like this pattern. They've kept like a whole cool library of those, and they've put them into like a book, like they printed them out and put them into a book, and it was so neat. Yeah, that's fun. Okay, so now we have this background, or I think I'll turn it into a background for something. I need to think about how I want to use it though. Definitely want to just break it down to 3 pieces. Oops. So it's like in usable size format here. And then I'll trim it down a little more, and I'll put this in my scraps so that I have like maybe tag shaped pieces to start with. 1. That might come in useful with this project. Okay. So I don't know that I really have anything that would work with this a whole lot. Mushrooms could. Yeah, we could use that for one. I don't know, the girl maybe too. Why don't we try? You know, it's always better when I try to use things together, because then we get done a little bit faster. Not that speed is my big concern here. Other than I think I'm probably not all that entertaining today because I'm just sleepy, and also I haven't made a video in a couple of days. Like, other than my flip through video, I haven't made like a instructional kind of video. So I'm a little rusty. I always find when I don't make a making video on YouTube for a few days, I feel like I'm brand new to this again. Hi everyone. So, it's just kind of a mode I get into somehow. I don't know. What do we want to do? Yeah, I think I like those. Okay. I just need a folder. So let's glue these down. I'm going to need a new glue stick soon here. I feel like I might do something different with these two instead of using them together. I just really like this painted background. I don't want to waste one on making it one single piece. It's so quiet upstairs. My family's here, but they're just quiet. They just came in from a dog walk, and I don't know why it's so quiet. It's a little disturbing. No, I think my husband is working in the kitchen, and possibly he's out in the garden too, because we have some work to do. It rained yesterday, so I'm hoping that it dries up a little, because I've got soil I need to move around. I need to pack up clean fill that I'm donating, and I need to, well, my husband needs to dig out some of the pathway for the garden stones that we're putting in. Weather's been kind of strange. It's been like a little cooler. There was a threat of frost, but thankfully we didn't get the frost. It's always so annoying when you get frost after you've just got your plants all in. Like, oh yeah, no fun. Although this year I was tempting Mother Nature because I put my plants in before the May 24th weekend. I did it the weekend before for most of them, and some of them even a little earlier, because I was really tempting fate, I guess. But it all worked out so far, knock on wood. Unless we get a flash frost or something, I should be okay. Use some of that blue on there just as collage. Let's do it. I'm trying not to have to go get more glue, but I know I will have to here in a moment. That's okay. I might also just look for a couple of focal points for these tags. I don't know if I should put something on here too, maybe. None of the scraps that I have right now match this all that well. Stars. No, this doesn't match. Okay, so it's probably a good time for me to take just a tiny break and get some things. I'll be right back. Okay, so I grabbed glue and we are good to go now. I'm just going to cut these out. I grabbed a couple of, actually I grabbed like 2 little focal pointy collage-y kind of things for the other 2 pieces here. I'm going to cut this into a tag just because I like the shape of that with the pocket. Oh, that paint looks so pretty all skidded across there. I love that. I was going to put like a butterfly or something up there, but I feel like I kind of want to just leave it alone. I don't want to add anything because it's sort of pretty as it is. I don't know. No, I think I'm going to leave it because I just really like the color. And obviously, you know, this will be a tuck spot, right? So I'll be able to put, you know, another tag or a journal card or something inside there, and it will sit there like that. And then when you pull it out, you'll have all that pretty color there. I'll probably stitch around this. I do my stitching at the end if you're new here. I usually do that last. So I grabbed this flower and I was thinking I'd plunk it in the background, and then I still want to make use of her, but I'm going to cut her out here. Around my florals, try to make the top of her head a little more shapely with flowers. I'll just cut some of this off. Okay, and cutting this out is going to sort of change the whole dynamic of it. She looks way different now. I need to ink around this. I'm just kind of playing to see how I might like this. Then I grabbed this. This is cut from an art book. Yeah, I kind of like that. Okay, we need to do some serious inking because these are so bright white. I'm trying to decide what to do tonight. I think I might try to go for a walk. I should just walk down to my physio office, which is just down the road, and get that appointment booked. I was talking with my doctor who looked at the x-ray for this foot situation, and I said to him, I'm like, I will go, I'll get this done. I know. He's like, because you took a couple of weeks to get the x-ray. I said, I know, I'm sorry. I'm like, I don't know what's happened to us as a society since, like, you know, the panini. I feel like we've all become apathetic with things. And he's like, yeah, he's like, it's not too bad. He's like, I'm just trying to remind you. He's like, you know, I don't want this to become a chronic pain issue, and, you know, let's get it dealt with, right, so that you can accomplish your other goals, right? Because he knows I have other goals that I'm working on with my own fitness, and so he's like, don't let this get in the way. And he's really awesome to help me just, I don't know, I think sometimes we all need a little boost with certain things when we feel a bit of dread, you know, like, I don't know if you've ever experienced that, where you're like, something is like a hassle and you have to deal with it, but you don't really want to. I'm usually pretty good about it because I'm just, you know what it is, I think because my schedule and everything in my life, like having 2 little kids, I've got so much to do for everyone else that when it comes down to my stuff, I put it last. And like, I know I shouldn't do that, and I need to not do that. And I'll stop eventually here. But yeah, you know, we just get tired sometimes, right? It's a lot taking like 2 kids to dentists and doctors and school and sports clubs and after school and this and that, and then, you know, work on top of it and whatever else. So honestly, I just feel like, thank goodness I have this creative outlet, because it really, I think, keeps me very mentally balanced and healthy. Like, but the only other thing I need to, like, the one thing I've decided I've really got to pull my socks up on this year is taking back, prioritizing my physical health. Like, my health isn't bad or anything. I don't have any particularly gleaming problems or anything. Pretty normal, but like, I just think it needs to be like literally called out as a priority. And not just one of those, I'll get to it today or tomorrow. Like, oh yeah, maybe I'll exercise, maybe I won't. Like, I need to make sure that every day it's prioritized, because if I don't, then I won't. And then suddenly you find yourself like not accomplishing like what you'd hoped to with your health or your fitness or whatever, right? Not topics I really talk about online, because I find there's such a toxically high number of people in the wellness community that love to prey upon anyone who mentions anything about like having fitness goals or personal goals or anything like that. There's so many unqualified people out on the internet who want to be like personal coaches and stuff. It's honestly, I've never seen a scarier time than these days, with like all the manipulative kind of things that happen mostly online. But not all of it's online. I'm currently, I can't say a whole lot about it, but I'm currently in the midst of trying to help a friend whose mom has been victimized by like a weird religious sect, like a strange church, and she's like 85 years old, and they convinced her to stop taking her medication, which she needs to control her blood pressure. And they're like prosperity prayer type people and all that craziness. And it's just, I'm at the beginning of a giant rabbit hole, and I know it, and I'm not managing it by myself. I have other people that are working on it who are more experienced than me, but oh my goodness. All I gotta say is don't answer the door-to-door knockers, and check on if you've got older folks in your life who don't have, you know, who live alone especially. Those door knockers are often up to something, and they will definitely prey upon people where they think that family is not that present. So please be careful. Check on your elders, because there's a lot of things, you know, just like as we age, that, you know, they lose connection with. And I think a lot of people who are older are trusting. They're happy to have company. They're kind and friendly people, and they don't see what can be in store for them sometimes. So yeah, we got to take care of everyone, you know. I'm gonna back this with this yellow paper. It's been a strange couple weeks. I don't know if I mentioned on here, because I've just been busy, but we had 2 bird rescues this past couple weeks outside. So like my husband and my kids were coming home from the bus stop, and my husband saw this lady out front of our house sort of thrashing around, and he stopped the car to see what was going on, and then he saw this flash of green, and it turned out to be a green-cheeked conure parrot. So, you know, it jumped up on his head. It just landed on this lady's head, and then, you know, he got out to help her, and then it jumped on his head, and then he called me on, like, Messenger, and then I said, just come in the house because you don't want to lose the bird. Just come in, right, and we'll deal with it. So he's like, okay. So he comes inside, and then I ended up calling animal services. So like the next day, so we have a really great animal services in my city. They came out and they picked up the bird. And the next day I got a message on Facebook from this person thanking me because they were reunited with their bird. But yeah, it's been a weird, like, I've been sort of looking on the local, like, animal sites for, like, lost and found pets. And there have been so many birds, like lost, and then so many other birds found. Like, there was another lost conure, but it wasn't that one. It was a pineapple conure. They're like a yellowy bird, not green. And then, a couple days later, after all of that, I had a meeting at my daughter's school, and talking about my son's enrollment. And then as we're going in, there was this white pigeon who I thought was just, you know, hanging out there. But as it turns out, it had a limp and it was having some trouble. So I ended up having to take that too and figure that out. And it was an owned pigeon. It was tagged. So, you know, some people still fly pigeons, like in formation. That's still a thing that goes on. Like my last place that I lived, we had a whole troop of them that would like fly over our house almost every single day. So like they send their pigeons out and then they actually go out and then they come back, to their destination. I'm trying to decide if I could make a funny piece of ephemera with this mouse and like just a couple of more serious looking people or something. I mean, they would go well together. She kind of looks, you know, like clownish, but I know she's what's the starts with a P. I can't remember the name of that performer. That's obviously possible. This little girl, I don't know. I don't know what to do with you, little friend. All right, so I've got this purple background, this page. What do I want to do with this page? I think if I were to use him, he'd be cutest with them. I like them with him. So let's find a background. But yeah, I'm so ready for things to just be kind of settled down this week. I am like, I don't know. I also need to figure out what I want to do this summer. When to take vacation. Just sort that out. It's a nice blue background, maybe. Bluey. Yeah, let's just collage. We'll just have fun collaging. That would be good. Some folder here. Okay. That's that. So I'll cut this out. Now I need to decide, do I want to use anything else here? I don't think so. I'm just going to recycle that. I have that digital. I can reprint it if I need it, but I don't need it right now. And sometimes that's what Tuesday 10 is. It's just making decisions that, like, get a piece of paper out of my studio. Also, I guess Father's Day is coming up soon too. Gotta work on something with the kids for Dad. The month of June is so crazy in my life because there's so many family, like, birthdays and anniversaries and I find June and November are the craziest months for me because I have 2 November babies. And, yeah, it's a busy, busy time. Like, the entire month of November, I don't even want to look at cake because I'm like, okay. So we usually end up having, like, a weekend kind of celebration for both kids. But then I also want to make the day of their birthday special, you know, so it's kind of like I have 3 birthday celebrations that I have to do instead of 2, even though I only have 2 kids. Because you want them to feel like, you know, their day is their special day. It's not shared. Sounds like they're home from the thumping upstairs. I'm waiting for my daughter to come down here and want to talk to me about her day. We had a complex homework assignment I had to help her with on the weekend, which I did not feel like doing because I was so tired from running around, picking her up, and then it was basically like simple machines. You had to go around your house and identify different kinds of simple machines, like, you know, a lever, a pulley, an inclined plane. Oh yeah, it was jogging my memory, you know, because you forget a lot of that stuff, those terms even, like, well, I mean, obviously not lever and pulley, but I had to think about an inclined plane for a minute. I'm like, oh, I can't wait until she's in trigonometry and I'm going to have to remember all my math knowledge, except probably all of how they learn all of this will be different now because, like, there's so much different, like, Common Core math and all of that. And I mean, I embrace that kind of thing. I'm not one of these people who gets all fuddy-duddy, like, when I was a kid, we learned math the old-fashioned. No. Because I've seen, honestly, the way that, like, a lot of these learning techniques really work. Like, when I was teaching my daughter to read, you know, when I grew up, like, we would learn all the letters, learn all their sounds individually, but, like, we ended up taking my daughter to this thing. It was a program called, like, the Story Garden or something, and it was for basically children's literacy. And I think she was 3 going on 4 at the time, and they started to talk to us about, like, you know, teaching essentially words. You just teach core words. And then I ended up making a booklet of pictures of common things like mom, dad, like a picture of me, my husband, and, you know, the dog and the dog's name, and, like, just common things in life. And then she would learn those words. And then now that she's in school, a lot of, in Ontario, the curriculum that they're using to teach reading, it's called Fly. I think it's a program actually out of Florida, surprisingly enough. I was like, what? It's a Florida. You know, thinking too much about my Florida man references in life. But yeah, it's a good program, and it's one that she has really excelled her reading, I would say, using it. What do I have in here? I just need, like, one more kind of thing. These are pieces of ephemera that I had set aside for, like, they were leftovers from another journal, and I thought I would keep them around and use them in another journal, which can sometimes be a dangerous way to go because you end up like not using it and then it just sits around forever. I am guilty of that. I don't know. I don't have anything in there. I need a focal point. Let me grab my bag. We really only have like this left, just this piece of purple, and I've already used like the majority of the that purple piece of paper. But right now I'm just buying more time for myself to play. Not the right color. So glad I pulled all these pictures out of this big art book because they really come in handy when I'm looking for focal points and things. And like I find with most projects, you know, you can take you know, master's art, Renaissance art, whatever, most art, and you can fit it into a project most of the time. Especially like, you know, artists like Holbein and that kind of thing. But then there's some things like that where I'm like, she would look nice on that background, but then I don't want to like cut her because she's too pretty as is. Now that I've said how easy it is, it's going to be hard to find something. That's what happens when you get overconfident. I need to do some gardening tonight, and I need to grocery shop. Bah humbug. There's got to be something in here. I know it. Ha. I like her. Even though I think I kept this for this picture, I want to take this. Put that in scraps. Actually, I'm going to keep that because it might work for a project that I'm about to do. Trying to decide what I want to make next as a journal. I'm kind of thinking about songs of the sea shanty type journal. I have this beautiful book, and I think I'd want to change the color of it though, which might be complicated. Because it has this beautiful embossing on the front, and I have to figure out how I'm going to do it. I haven't made a sea type journal in a while. I made like a sea hag, sea witch kind of journal once, and then I made a steampunk ocean themed journal. Okay, so that's on there. All right, keep that. I love this folder. It's so nice. Okay, so we need to stitch things. So let me go to the sewing machine, do a little stitcheroo, and we'll come back and see everything that we made. Okay, so we made 11 pieces today in this rambling video. So we've got our dragonfly wing envelope, this fun little tag with the little round journal card, this purple piece with her, and I stitched some fabric up top, stitched around the flyaway horse, this little deer, fallow deer, this big postcard, Kate Greenaway, the mushroom pocket tag, this tag, which, you know, theoretically maybe they could go together, this tag, stitching done. I stitched around the owl, and then this little journal card with this funny mouse, and I added a little word snippet there, Little Wandering. So that's it for me for today, for Tuesday 10. I hope you had fun, and I will see you again very soon for more fun ephemera making. I hope you're all well. Bye for now.